Hey guys, I'm that wrestling fan here, and this is my WrestleMania 32 review. Hopefully you all enjoyed this event. I've really enjoyed it, but gonna get into that in the review. So I have rated these matches. I have rated them from A. I've rated them from A being the best grade, to D being the worst grade, and of course in between you've got A minus, A plus, and that stuff. It's quite well known, but it's I'm really not good at explaining stuff, so my apologies if you're not following me here, but hopefully you will as the review goes on. But and you've also got star ratings and stuff like that. Those are cool and everything. You can do them if you like, or if you prefer them, that's cool. I'm just gonna stick to the rating them from A being the best, or A plus, A minus being the best, A, and the worst being F, which is if it's terrible. But the worst it could probably get is a D, but you never know. Maybe I've rated one of these a really bad grade, but we'll have to see. This is all just my opinion. Maybe leave your opinions down in the comments below. I've also rated the entire event overall. I'll give you my rating of that in the end. I might do this with future pay-per-views, past pay-per-views I've seen, so it's a fair rating, and future pay-per-views. So anyway, first match, I did not see the pre-show, so my apologies. I didn't get time to watch it. I saw bits of it, but I didn't see the full pre-show, my apologies. I never saw any matches, so I can't rate the matches, my apologies. So, first match of the night was Zack Ryder versus Kevin Owens versus Dolph Ziggler versus Sami Zayn versus Sin Cara versus Stardust versus The Miz. In a ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. This match, I'm happy, went on last. This match was amazing. This was a really good match. I think they gave them a solid over 15 minutes. I think it was around the 15-minute mark. I'm not sure. I think it might have been. But it was a really, really good match. And by the way, I've got my iPad here just so I can look at these matches on my iPad. I've wrote them down I just wrote them down a few minutes ago, what I would rate them. I've had a little bit of a think about it, and I've rated them using the A plus to F minus, kind of F, whatever you want to call it. So anyway, so that match I thought was brilliant. You had some brilliant spots in that match. I'm not going to go through them all because I'll be here quite a while, because there was some brilliant moments in the match, like Sami Zayn diving out of the ring into all the competitors. That was a cool moment. I know he's done it before, but still, it was a cool WrestleMania moment for him. Sami Zayn DDTing Kevin Owens onto the apron. That was cool, especially their history and their rivalry. Hope that can maybe continue in WWE. Looks like it might be. Everyone got a good thing in. Sin Cara going through the ladder. That was cool. Even though we've seen it before, it was still really, ow. But still, it was cool. This match, in my opinion, was better than last year's Intercontinental Championship ladder match. That was a good match, but I felt as if this match had a few more likely people that could win it. You had Kevin Owens, you had Sami Zayn. Everyone had a decent chance of winning, maybe apart from, I don't know, but Sami Zayn at the end of the match. Now, I'm not going to go through everything, my apologies, but most of them, I loved this match. It was a great opener, but anyway, near the end of the match, Sami Zayn looks to have it. He's managed to get Kevin Owens down. Everyone else looks down and out. They're injured. And then The Miz comes along. And The Miz, I thought for a second The Miz is going to take it. WWE want to swerve us, as Vince Russo would say. And basically, give us something maybe that we didn't want. Maybe make us give heel heat on The Miz. But thankfully, that did not happen. Zack Ryder, completely forgot about him, even though he had a cool moment in the match where he done an elbow drop from the ladder, done his woo 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 taunt. The crowd were behind him and he hit it. That was a cool little moment for him, cool move. I was a big fan of that, it was cool. But Zack Ryder winning, really cool. I did not expect it. I was shocked, basically, like a lot of other people were. Did not expect it, considering the fact he was added at the last minute. Well, not the last minute, but it's supposed to be Neville, as far as I know, in that match. Might be wrong, but I think it was supposed to be Adrian Neville in that match. But then he got took out and Zack Ryder got put in to the match. So, I never expected it, and it was a really cool moment. And overall, I give this match, the opening to WrestleMania 32, I give an A-. Now remember, this is all my opinion. You can leave your own opinions, what you thought of the matches down in the comments below. Sorry, description, what am I saying? Anyway, so yeah, that was a really good match. A-. The next match, second match, Chris Jericho versus AJ Styles. This match was a really good wrestling match. You know, it's technical. You have AJ Styles, who's obviously brilliant at what he does. Former TNA champion, former New Japan Pro Wrestling champion, you know, and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, he of course knows what he's doing. Chris Jericho of course knows what he's doing as well. These two put on a great match. This was a good match. I loved it. It was a good match. I liked it. You know, you had some really good moves at points. You know, and AJ Styles getting that second code breaker when he jumped off the rope. That was, you know, that was a cool little move. But then when Chris Jericho won, I was disappointed as all other people were. So yeah, questionable booking there. I would have put AJ Styles over if it was me, but you know, overall it was indeed a good match. I gave this match a B+. The next match, League of Nations. Sheamus, Alberto Del Rio, and Rusev, with King Barrett, defeated the New Day of Kofi Kingston, Kofi Kingston, Big E Langston, and Xavier Woods. This match, it was nothing really special. It was just your typical kind of match. But what happened after, I'm going to get to that in a minute. So the match itself, not really a lot to talk about here. You know, League of Nations winning was a disappointment. Didn't really want it, but at least they didn't lose the titles. The entrance to the New Day was really, I liked that. It was a really cool entrance. I liked it. So the match overall, I gave a C-. It's just average. But then what happened afterwards, when League of Nations, when Wade Barrett grabbed the microphone and said that no 3 men in history can beat us, I knew that someone was going to come out. I knew that was probably going to happen. Shawn Michaels was really cool. It was cool to see him. And his riding gear, that was awesome. I completely marked out for that moment. That was awesome. And then you had Mick Foley. I did not expect to see him. I thought The Rock might have came out, but The Rock, of course, got his own segment later on in the night. I'll get to that later. Yeah, Mick Foley looked good. You know, he looked alright. And Stone Cold Steve Austin. I would have preferred to have seen him in his wrestling gear, but, you know, you can't argue. He was still out there. 3 men walked down to the ring, and essentially, when you think about it, kind of had a match, especially Shawn Michaels. You know, he was, you know, they all got their finisher moves in. They had this was a cool little beatdown. This was a awesome WrestleMania moment. Loved this. It was a really cool moment. I loved it. And then we have, Brock Lesnar versus Dean Ambrose in a no-holds-barred street fight. This, well, it disappointed a lot of people, me included. This is a PG, you know, WWE's rated PG, as you all know, of course. And, you know, I didn't exactly know what to expect. I expected, you know, I'm not saying, you know, bleed Brock Lesnar or bleed Ambrose, you know, get colour in the match. No, I'm not suggesting that. You know, I don't, you know, as cool as blood is and it can help add effect to the match, I did want to see it, but that wasn't what really upset me. What really upset me was, or not upset, disappointed me was the lack of weapons, you know, because remember, Ambrose literally, all those weapons he took away with him the week before the Monday Night Raw, the last Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. I thought we were going to get at least some more weapons rather than just kendo sticks and chairs. You know, he took out the barbed wire bat, teased to use it, did not use it. It was a bit of a tease, you know. And also you have the, and then you have when he tried to use the chainsaw. I knew that was probably unlikely, but you never know. I would have been cool to have seen it, but I'm obviously asking for quite a lot too much there. But whatever, it's all my opinion. Now this match still was not a bad match. You know, it was typical Ambrose. You know, asking for more. Lesnar gave him I don't know how many suplexes. They were counting. You know, and apparently they were in the stadium on the big screen. They were counting, and the comment from what I seen, the announced team were counting as well. Yeah, but this wasn't a bad match overall. It was still a pretty cool match. It was had a cool, good fight feel to it. I gave this match a solid B grade. You know, it wasn't a bad match. It was good. It was, I mean, Lesnar pinning Ambrose. I would have put Ambrose over, but, you know, what are you going to do? I would have preferred to have seen Ambrose win, you know, maybe use that barbed wire bat, but, you know, what are you going to do? I'm probably asking for a bit too much there, but whatever. Nah, but overall, it wasn't a bad match. Could have been better, but, you know, what are you going to do? It was still a solid match. A B grade. The next match, Charlotte versus Becky Lynch versus Sasha Banks in a triple threat match for the new women's championship. Now, seeing the women's championship, that was awesome. It's a good design. You know, the women. I, of course, with a lot of other fans, you know, the Divas Championship shouldn't be the Divas Championship. It should be the Women's Championship, which I'm glad they finally decided, you know, to do the right thing and get rid of the Divas Championship and bring in the Women's Championship. And this Divas match was, a lot of people say it's the match of the night. I thought it was definitely a brilliant match. One of the best Diva matches I have seen at WrestleMania in a long time at WrestleMania. You know, because of course one of the last good ones, if not the last good one, that was at WrestleMania was at WrestleMania 22 with Mickie James and Trish Stratus, and they didn't have that long. They had a good amount. They had an all right amount of time, but these women were out there for so I think it was around 15 minutes, probably a little bit over that, but it was a good amount of time. And there was some good near falls. Sasha Banks, unfortunately, losing with help of Ric Flair, unfortunately. But, you know, what are you going to do? It's unfortunate, but I would have put Sasha over, of course. You know, I personally would have thought it would have been more interesting to have seen Sasha go over. But, you know, what are you going to do? But this match, I gave it an E-. You know, there was some really good moments in it, some really good spots, some good wrestling, good triple threat. I really liked it. It was a really good women's match here. The next match, The Undertaker versus Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell match. This match at the beginning, now you know, as I've said in my my personal top 5 favourite wrestlers of all time list, I said The Undertaker's my favourite wrestler of all time. Going into this, I didn't know who I wanted to win. Now, the match beginning was a little slow, but over the match slowly got faster, slowly the pace picked up. And I had a little bit of doubt in my mind that, you know, once Shane done the coast to coast, you know, there was some weapons involved, there was some, you know, the steel steps were brought in, and, you know, Shane done some top rope, done some, you know, top rope stuff. I did not expect Shane to go off the cell. I know it was a possibility, but I did not expect it. You know, when he looked up at the cell, I thought he was just looking up, but then he looked up another 2 times, and I was like, yes, come on. You know, and it was awesome to see. You know, I've always wanted to see someone go off the top of the cell live. That might sound weird, but, you know, my uncle, who's also a big fan of wrestling back in that there, tells me, you know, how cool it was to have seen, you know, Rikishi go off the top of the cell live, you know, as it happened on the TV, and also, you know, being a fan around the time where Mankind got thrown off the top of the cell. So I, of course, was really wanting to see that. Of course, as long as no one got seriously hurt, which thankfully, as far as I know, Shane didn't. He seems alright, which I'm really happy about. Shane, I thought that Shane was probably going to go a little bit up the cell, like probably going to go like kind of how Ambrose did and Seth Rollins did at Hell in a Cell 2014 and maybe jump off Taker, but no, he went the full way up, which, listen guys, I need to split this video into 2 parts. This WrestleMania 32 review is going to be split into 2 parts, so this is the first part.